Kia ora team, I'll be putting this reminder on all Kiwi Box videos. I have started a new channel, Big Boys Boxing. The link is in the description below, so make sure you get over, subscribe, check it out. So I'll be dropping the odd video here on Kiwi Box, but all of my new content goes on Big Boys Boxing, so be sure to get over there. Alright, enjoy. See you!
Subscribe to Kiwi Box. That's the one. Yeah. Good luck.
Kia ora team. So I've been watching boxing all afternoon. Over here in New Zealand, the ESPN undercard started at 12:30, just after lunch. I thought, how? It's Saturday. Why not have some Sergey Kovalev pre-workout for lunch? And then the boxing started, so why not have some more Sergey Kovalev for the rest of the afternoon? It's still school holidays over here, at least, so I've been chilling, watching boxing, enjoying myself all afternoon. Seen a few decent fights. It's been alright, but the one I was waiting for in particular was Oscar Rivas versus Jennings. Kind of a big step up fight for Oscar Rivas, and a bit of a, I guess you could say, crossroads fights for Jennings. So it was a very low volume fight, and I was quite disappointed with the aggression level from Jennings. My prediction for the fight was Jennings by unanimous decision, and it looked like it was going to head that way, according to the commentators on ESPN at the very least. You know, I actually scored the fight. I had Rivas winning by at least 2 rounds. I mean, there was a few cagey rounds there that were quite hard to score, but the first 6 I had Oscar Rivas winning the first 4, Jennings winning 5 and 6, and then it was to and fro for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, I had Rivas up by at least a couple of rounds. But yeah, like I say, the commentary, by the sounds of what they were saying, maybe it was the pre-workout was swaying my opinion, but it seemed like maybe Jennings was kind of cruising to a hometown decision until that 12th round. Jennings, the whole fight, was popping a jab out there, but most of the time he was hitting a block. Rivas was jabbing in the first half of the fight and matching Jennings with the jab. I thought landing the heavier shots earlier in the fight. In the second half, it seemed like maybe Rivas was slowing down a bit, but in that 12th round, he came out like a man possessed. His coach was really giving him death in the last 3 rounds about trying to take those rounds decisively. So yeah, in the 12th round he came out man possessed, and he did a great job. He pretty much surprised Jennings, a big flurry of punches, and put him down. There was one big right hand that caught Jennings that really stunned him, and Rivas just kept throwing until Jennings went down. He got up, he beat the count, he looked like he was a bit pissed off with himself, and Rivas jumped on him again. Big flurry of punches up against the ropes. There was one right hand in particular that smashed Jennings' head back, and he kept throwing, so the ref just had to step in and stop the fight. Oscar Rivas wins by technical knockout in the 12th round, 54 seconds. I was actually getting quite bored with the fight until that 12th round. So Oscar Rivas is going to be in the rankings and a lot of governing bodies all of a sudden. So good on him. Good on him. He's a smaller heavyweight that's probably going to have some trouble against some of the big boys, but depending on what kind of fights he gets, in the next, year or so, he could be in line for a title shot if he can beat some of these bigger guys. He was very patient. He picked his shots and did the job. Now, I think Brian Jennings pretty much only has himself to blame in this fight. Without being aggressive, being on the back foot, pretty much popping a jab and running for the whole fight, not throwing the right hand, he was expecting Oscar Rivas to tire out in the second half. But with such a low volume fight and no pressure from Brian Jennings, Rivas still had plenty in the tank. I believe Jennings has the skills to beat Rivas, but I don't think he has the right mindset to be able to do it. A lot of people have called Brian Jennings pillow-fisted. I don't think he's pillow-fisted. I've seen footage of Jennings fighting hard on the inside. He fought hard against Luis Ortiz on the inside, but he got beaten by a better man on that day. I've seen sparring footage of him fighting Derek Chisora on the inside and doing a great job of it. And Derek Chisora is a good inside fighter. We didn't see any of that from Jennings in this fight. I think he respected Rivas' power a little too much, or possibly he respected Rivas' power because he does have real power. You can come to your own conclusions on that, but yeah, decent fight to watch. I've recorded it. I'll be watching it over again just to have a decent look, if I can stay awake for the first 11 rounds, so interesting fight. Congratulations to Oscar Rivas, and we'll see where he goes from here. Where to for Brian Jennings? Shit, I don't know, man. I think he's going to be relegated to gatekeeper status after this loss. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers! Big Boys Boxing, we out. See you!
Zone beats, boy.